Hello, and welcome to Third Act Pitch Please. Today with me is Todd James,
Hello.
and I'm James Forbes. And Todd has got yet another film pitch idea. Alright,
Alright, so this was actually an idea that James came up with for a theoretical, which means this whole thing is pointless,
okay, yeah.
a theoretical fourth film in the Nolan Batman franchise. So obviously Batman has been recast, it's Ben Affleck, we're all very happy about it, but this was...
What if?
Yeah, this is sort of a what if question, and this is, the pitch that the film that I would like to see. So, may I?
Go ahead, Todd, go ahead.
Awesome. So, just two things before I start. Something that is in each of the Nolan films is that there are always two villains, or at least two. So in Batman Begins, you've got Ra's al Ghul and Scarecrow, also Carmine Falcone, but I don't know if that really counts. In the second one, you've got the Joker and you've got Two-Face. And then in The Dark Knight Rises, you've got Catwoman and Bane. Also Talia al Ghul, who has just my favourite death scene in any film. Exactly. Bleh. So, allow me to set the scene. So we pick up in Gotham a few years after the end of The Dark Knight Rises. And none other than Joseph Gordon-Levitt has taken... JGL! He's taken over the mantle of the Bat, as it were. And he isn't Nightwing, he's closer to being Azrael, who was in the comics, when Batman had his back broken by Bane. Azrael is who took over from Batman.
Okay.
So that's why it sort of, links in. Oh, in the beginning I said two important things, and I only said one. The other thing is that comic book continuity, not that important in the Nolan films. He draws from it, but that's really it.
Okay.
So anyway, back to Gotham. So yeah, and we see him, so, the opening scene would be him sort of taking out a bunch of thugs. And then at the end of it, you see him go up to Scarecrow, who is once again in it, because he's, I think, one of the only people who's in all three of the Batman films. He's definitely the only villain who's in all three, I think. And we see him just straight up murder Scarecrow. Like, just kills him. Like, I don't know if he'd gun him, but he just, I don't know. Just punches him so hard that the life just falls out of him. Or whatever. So Bruce Wayne has sort of, in his little cafe in Italy, he catches wind that this is happening. And he's like, well, it's good that someone's carrying on my good work, but I can't have him killing people. Better go and have a chat with him. So he, along with Catwoman, return to Gotham. And so one night, while JGL is out fighting crime, he is confronted by Bruce Wayne Batman, and also Catwoman is there.
Cheeky.
And he's like, he immediately knows who it is, obviously. And he pulls off his mask, and this is the first time we see his face. And he looks rough. He's like all cuts, scars, bruises, even stubble, God forbid. He's having a rough time. So he's all emotional and angry in it, and he tells Bruce Wayne that he hates him, that he left this up to him, because he doesn't want to do this with his life. He's not a billionaire who can just finance his life in the day and then go and fight crime in the night. He's just a normal guy who doesn't have all this money, but he just feels this guilt that he can't just stop. He can't just let the city descend back into anarchy. So he feels like he has to do it. And he sort of says, but now you're back, I can finally give up. And just as he says that, he gets shot right through the face.
What? By who? Where are they?
Alright, allow me to get there. Also, Catwoman gets shot, because no one liked her really anyway.
Hey.
And so you sort of see this moment of Batman standing there with these dead bodies, and it's sort of meant to echo the whole Thomas and Martha Wayne thing. That he can't ever get close to people, blah blah blah. There are no happy endings for Batman. So he looks around, and he sees none other than Deathstroke.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you. And he's now pointing a gun at Batman. So, and Batman, he's not going to have any of that.
Where are they? Are they on a rooftop?
Yeah, they're on a roof. Come on, it's Batman.
Okay,
He's
cool.
only ever on a roof.
Cool.
So I should have really said that. And he sees, on another roof, a figure pointing a gun at him, and he's like, "Well, I'm not having any of this." So he, gadgets his way across. And they have, an intense little punch up because Batman is a ninja.
I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, you've heard. And then the police turn up, of course, as they would, led by Commissioner Gordon, who, even though he's probably like 70 by now, he's like, "I'm fighting crime." And he basically says, when I heard Batman was back, I wanted to see this for myself. So, the police surround them, but this is Batman we're talking about. If you think Batman's going to get caught by the police, you're mad. So he sort of, I don't know, presses a button on his utility belt. That's not important. And
That's way out of that.
in the distance we hear, and Batman lets up this balloon, and the Bat, which is the flying Batmobile from The Dark Knight Rises, flies over, and it sky hooks him out of there,
Yeah.
just like in The Dark Knight. And they're like, "Oh, that Batman," just like that.
Is this like the first 10 minutes of the film? This is mind-blowing.
This is like the first 20, 25 minutes. So later on, despite the fact that everyone knows Deathstroke killed 2 people, he just walks free. And everyone's like, "Buh?" Like, that's not right.
So he's been captured by the police.
Deathstroke's been captured.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne is, he's Batman, so he's just hanging out wherever he wants.
Yeah.
He's been captured by the police. Everyone knows he did it. There's like footage of him doing it, but he walks free nonetheless. And Bruce Wayne's like, "Well, that's not on." So an official statement is released from the lawyer's office of the people that set him free, and it's a riddle. A riddle that I am not smart enough to come up with.
Yeah.
But I want it to be a riddle. So, of course, Bruce Wayne figures it out, only to find another riddle, blah blah blah. If it wasn't obvious, I'm hinting at the Riddler.
Right.
Just in case
thank God.
anyone hadn't got that by now. He's pretty much the only major villain that hasn't been touched. But I mean, I guess you could argue Penguin or Poison Ivy,
Black
but
Mask.
who?
Black Mask.
Who's Black Mask? Oh yeah, Black Mask.
Yeah.
He's not a major villain. Not really. Not compared to the Riddler.
But yeah.
Right. And so, I want in my head, there's like a really complicated mystery to get to, and Deathstroke, it turns out, has been hired by the Riddler to do that, just to bait Batman, because all he wants to do is just prove that he's more intelligent than Batman. Because something we haven't seen in the Dark Knight films is that he's the world's greatest detective, and there's really none of that. There's also no really good fight scenes. The ones with Bane are alright, they're not great, so that's why I wanted Riddler and Deathstroke to show those 2 different sides of Batman, show that he is, well, he's Batman. You know?
I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, so a couple of extra things. The actor playing Riddler, to be a secret, through the advertising campaign. Yeah, and I would only really want him to be in it kind of near the end.
Okay.
That way you could get like a really good character actor. I'm thinking like a Joaquin Phoenix or something to come in and just be some crazy, super intelligent guy who's like, "I'm the Riddler, but I'm not signed up to a multi-film deal."
Yeah.
And also the name Edward Nigma, just keep that out of there. That's just dumb. Like that's silly. Sorry, any Batman fans, but it wouldn't happen in the real world, and if it would, he would have changed it by deed poll.
Yeah.
Also, I want to introduce Barbara Gordon, who is Commissioner Gordon's daughter. Daughter? And she...
Yeah, it's a woman, so.
It's a woman, so yeah. So, and she, at one point in the comics, is Batgirl, but I don't want that to be what she is, because, that happened in the film before, and look how that ended.
Yeah.
I would want her to be Oracle, who is, in the comics, she's sort of someone who is in Batman's ear, giving him all the information that he ever could possibly need, and she would sort of take the role of Lucius Fox / Commissioner Gordon, because he's getting on a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my...
Okay, so
Yeah.
So the baddie is Riddler,
Yeah,
and then he makes the
Deathstroke.
old riddle.
A big old, just the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a big one. It's a
It's
doozy.
a big old riddle.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with this is that you're really underplaying Deathstroke. Deathstroke, there's certain storylines where he becomes like the head of the League of Assassins.
Mhm.
He takes on Ra's al Ghul.
Well, I didn't say that he dies at any point.
No,
I mean-
but he's not a pawn. He's definitely not the Riddler's pawn. Like, this man would kill Riddler for even asking him that. Just like, dead.
Right, but one thing
Riddle me
I said
this.
very early on, if you were listening, is
Yeah.
that the comic continuity isn't that important in the Nolan films at all.
True.
So they could just have him as a sort of
I would have. I'll just change it to another character like Deadshot. He's an assassin and he's a paid to do assassin.
But Deadshot, I feel like, couldn't go toe to toe physically in a punch up with Batman.
Yeah, he couldn't, and that's why he gets captured.
But
So it works with your story.
But
that
I
he-
want somebody who can have a good fight with Batman, and that would be the way the Riddler presented it to Deathstroke. He would say, you know, I want a chance to prove myself mentally, and you want your chance to prove yourself
Yeah,
physically against, like, this is, apart from you, this is the toughest guy in the world, I guess.
maybe.
Have it
yeah.
out. Here's a riddle.
Mm,
Riddle me this, said
Okay.
Joaquin Phoenix.
yeah, I do like the casting of Joaquin.
Right. And he might
Yes,
do. You
right.
can just imagine him with, like, unbrushed hair under a green hat.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I just think you should change Deathstroke to
Deadshot.
Deadshot.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it kind of where's the end? Where's it going? I'm assuming Batman wins. Does he
I didn't say
apprehend?
that.
You didn't say that, no. But I'm assuming, does he
Probably.
apprehend the Riddler?
Maybe it ends with him having no choice. Maybe he's in a train station with General Zod,
Yeah.
and he's, like, holding his head. And he's like, the only way I can win this is by snapping his head.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I'll just push him into the floor.
Yeah, and do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely going to be like some sort, choice that Batman
Yeah.
will have. Although they did do that in The Dark Knight with the Joker.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, I like it. I think the Riddler definitely should have a film to himself. But
Yeah.
I think equally Deathstroke should have a film to himself.
But do you think
Possibly for
Deathstroke is
follow-on.
strong enough to...
Oh,
his
God,
own.
yes. Oh, God, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, this guy can...
But no villain in the Nolan world, you could argue the Joker did,
Joker what, sorry?
had the film to itself. But,
The Joker did, and it also had Two-Face in there.
yeah,
And then Bane did, and you also had Talia al Ghul in there.
and Catwoman.
Yeah, but Catwoman's not necessarily a villain. She's
No,
always...
but she's a spanner in the works.
Yeah.
She betrays Batman to get him caught,
Yeah,
where he has his back broken. I don't know.
yeah.
Alright.
Um,
So out of 10.
oh, a
What
little
would you-
rating. I like
Yeah.
it, I really do. Just a few changes, and possibly a overall solution toward
Right.
the end.
Well, I didn't get that far.
No, you still got more? No?
No,
Oh, okay.
but I
yeah.
mean,
With
there
your
would
idea,
be more. That wouldn't just end there.
yeah. And
So
then he
credits
follows-
roll like, there's
Yeah.
some riddles and a fire. I don't know. It's not important.
Not
Credits.
important.
Yeah.
Get this riddle, and you get a free ticket for next time. Out of 10, you know what? I'm going 7.5.
Is that all? I mean, thanks, man. That's so kind.
What do you guys at home, or wherever you are, listeners or watchers, what do
You guys on the bus, specifically.
Yeah,
I'm
you
talking
on
to
the
you.
bus there.
The one wearing the blue shirt.
Yes.
Your name is Dave.
Yeah,
I want
David
to hear
in the
your
blue shirt.
thoughts.
We want to hear your thoughts. If you can let us know down below.
If you have a better idea, or if you have a villain that you think would be better suited than Deathstroke,
Let us know.
yeah, all right. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye. 3 stories, all just from different parts of the world.
And different time points as well. But what better way to motivate Nick Fury to do something than to tell him not to do something?
I think, yeah, that's probably going to be the biggest one of the year.